Fellow industry agents, lead generation would have to be at the top of our list when it comes to thriving or being in survival mode. Today, I'm going to take you on a bit of a live demonstration on one of the many platforms and resources that we have available within our existing tech stack that is already part of our existing eXp Realty monthly agent subscription value add of services. And some are very strong in certain areas of lead gen, whether that be some are stronger at making the calls, some are stronger at door knocking, some are stronger at pounding the pavement, or through to meta ads, Google, video, social content of the likes. In today's demonstration, fellow industry agents, I'm going to share with you the power and the automation of what we've got within our tech stack that is literally click and play for industry agents to be able to take control of all their social and digital lead generation content. And this can be simply from awareness campaigns through to engagement campaigns, most importantly, that call to action to generating leads. And if any of you have ever had to deal with the back end of Ads Manager before, the constant evolution and change in its algorithms, firstly, it's quite a clunky platform. You almost need an IT degree to sort of understand the functionalities of it. But the algorithms that constantly change, it feels like you're always having to upskill. So many agents will just not do it because it's all too hard, put it in the too hard basket. Some will outsource it, costing them thousands of dollars potentially per month when we actually have the systems, the tech stack, and the functionality to actually bring it in-house so you can control it, you can drive it, and most importantly, you can do it at a cost-effective budget that suits you and your business, whether you're selling 100 plus homes a year, whether you're selling 10 or 20 homes a year. You can tailor the investment that you make in this space to your needs, your business's budget, and without having to outsource it at exorbitant cost to do so. So you can see a little bit of a dashboard in front of us. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Rex Reach. So this is an extension of the CRM platform that we use here at eXp Realty, Rex CRM. Now, the unique benefit of that is that all our agents have their own unique login and agency ID. So what that means is there's none of this cross-sharing of data, or we can all see each other's data. There's no issues with duplicate records, and agents can choose what listings they wish to collaborate on with other industry agents within our model, and they can control with permissions, user access, whether it be listing share or data share of the like. So everything within our network, agent-wise, is lock and key within their database. So anybody they put into their data is always their intellectual property. They own it, only they can see it unless they choose to assign permissions otherwise. The great thing about Rex Reach is it automatically feeds into our agent's database. So we appreciate that at any given day, we probably have about 38 web browsers open. It gets quite complex of what session we're logged in. You can see here Rex Reach in a moment will link into the CRM with lead generation. So if I jump into my Rex CRM as an example, you can see here under the leads section, if I go into all my leads, and I've just excluded a few parameters here for privacy reasons, particularly with social leads that have been coming through. But this is where all my leads I've listed as an example over the last few days, and where I can go in, I can action, I can view, I can bring up contact details to action the lead. So there's none of this cross-pollinating, retyping from one system, putting it back into your CRM, because Rex Reach will automate all of that into your CRM. But today, I just want to share with you how quickly it is to create a social media ad, a meta ad for exposure, awareness, engagement, and lead generation, whether that be through Meta, whether that be through Google of the likes. So you can see here, we've got a bit of a dashboard so we can see active campaigns. We can jump into changing the plan. We can make a copy. We can preview the ads as well. So this is just existing campaigns that I've got going at the moment. So you can see here, I've got a little bit of a behind the sold scenes ad campaign that's running at the moment. What Rex Reach has done for me, it's created 11 assets of this campaign automatically for me without me having to create 11 different individual assets myself across different platforms. Okay, so that's a bit of a preview of an ad. you're seeing the post end result, and I'm going to share with you how we actually build that campaign itself. We can click into the ad, we can see performance and analytics and data. Okay. But that's not the purpose of today's session. Today, I'm going to show you how easy it is to actually build this campaign. The cool thing though, when you're doing content, whether it be a just listed that you're promoting, a just sold result, a review, whatever it might be, tracking our performance is key, but understanding in meta ads can quite often be very complex, whereas Rex Reach really simplifies it from an impressions, clicks, leads point of view. But most importantly, the great thing with campaigns is that if you're doing a just listed campaign or a just sold campaign, or you're just simply wanting your seller to see what's happening with the analytics of their property campaign performance, inside Rex, we have a live vendor hub. And this will be one of my future demonstrations coming out shortly. So I'll give you a quick little teaser. But in our Rex hub, it's essentially a live feed where our sellers, our clients can see everything live as it's happening, whether it be from buyer feedback, future events, open inspections, a breakdown of all the buyer feedback, price, value, presentation, everything else in between. But the performance analytics pull through directly into the vendor live hub. So all those domain analytics, realestate.com analytics, and your Rex Reach campaigns will automatically populate in the live Rex vendor hub. Pretty cool stuff. That'll be a future session. Stay tuned. Let's jump into today's demo. I'm going to build a simple awareness campaign right now live for you to see how easy it is outside of Meta Ads Manager to get campaigns running across Meta, Google, YouTube, of the likes. So today we're going to create a brand awareness campaign. Now here, that's just got our satellite office location, but we'll get rid of that. Let's say we want to start targeting some suburbs of your choosing. Just going to create a few quick ones here, folks, but you can create as many as you like, right? You'll see in a moment as we get through creating a campaign, we can actually add to that when we dial into our audience in a bit more detail. Your call to action. So, you can either have it to your own agency website, which is cool, right? You can link in if you've got a digital business card. You could link that in there. I mean, even if you've got an appraisal price drive campaign that you're running and you want people to be able to book directly in with you, you can run any link as your call to action. So if that's my diary and I'm driving an appraisal price drive campaign, I want people to be able to book into my diary directly, I can just grab that hyperlink and build that as the call to action. For now, I'm going to leave it as my property agent website. You can see here, everything's saved in the cloud here. So previous campaigns that you've built out, imagery that you've created, it will save it all in there. So you can see some cool things that I've created with some sold results, some seller testimonials of the likes, etc. These images, folks, this will be another future session. I'll be sharing with you how and where I'm creating because I get those questions constantly. Chris, your social images aren't next level. How do you do it? I'm actually not even doing it with Canva. I'm doing it with AI. So that'll be a future session that I'll share freely and willingly for all industry agents to benefit on speed and efficiency, how to create your social assets. So when you're creating these campaigns, you're not spending hours in Canva trying to build that beautiful social tile. We're trying to create quick efficiency so you can get campaigns, visuals out there running within minutes. But let's say on this example, I've done a video, right? And I'll try and choose a short video because it will take a little bit of time to load here. So let's say we're running a sold video there. Now, obviously I'm live streaming here on this recording, so this video is uploading. It just might take some time, but it will upload it to the library. You get my gist here. Then we go to next and it will start uploading the video. Now here we can start dialing in on the audience. Now always people say, oh, my audience is too broad. You can never be too broad, right? So here's where we can add in extra suburbs. Now, anyone who's used Ad Manager will already appreciate that the aesthetics visually of this dashboard, much cleaner, much easier. Here we can change and dial in on our age demographics. So I'm going to say from 23 to 65 plus. Here we can look at our general audiences. So homeowners, apartment owners, people who are buying and selling in real estate. This is obviously targeting, consumer behavior. People moving and relocating, luxury property owners, landlord investors. You can target rural owners, but I'm leaving that blank for now. Where are we going with all this activity? So we're retargeting people on obviously Meta, Facebook, and Instagram. Any web traffic that goes to our website, that landing page that we mentioned before, we're retargeting them. This is the cool thing, your database, right? We all have thousands of contact, but how many times are people seeing us on socials, right? So if someone goes to our website, they jump onto Facebook, Google, YouTube, Insta of the likes, are they re-seeing us there? Well, guess what? We're going to tick our database. So anyone listed in our database is going to see us across these platforms. So network, Facebook, Instagram, and popular websites is like Google. Obviously, Google owns YouTube, so there's cross-pollination there. But it's across all your main players that most of us are using at the moment. So if we're happy with that audience, we're just going to go save. Shows us a little bit of a geographical map of where we're targeting. But if we're happy with that, we're going to go save. Now here is where we start. It's going to start creating the ads for us, right? So I'm going to go into edit ad. This is where we can still upload the video, which that one there is still coming through. It just might take a little bit of time because it's about a 10-minute video. And this is where we can create the short headline, long headline, and description. Now, if some of you get stuck in this space and you think, oh, what's a short headline? What's a long headline? What description should I use? Very simple, right? I'm going to prompt AI. Right, we could prompt all day, but in the interest of your time, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. So I've just asked AI to create me a short, long headline and description. And again, that's just going to bring in to the campaign here. I've asked it to target the property that we're uploading the video content for, make it catchy, engaging, fun, funky, energetic, and appealing to homeowners, aspiring sellers, investors, landlords, property buyers, etc. There you go. So short headline. Now, obviously, you can get as creative as you like with this stuff. Don't spend too long on it, folks. Sometimes progress is much better than perfection. Long headline and description. Again, you can critique this, but you get the gist, right? The video is still loading over, so that's taking a little bit of time. But at the moment, it's showing what would be on page 2 of the asset and 3 of the asset. Obviously, on the front page, once the video loads through, it will be the video of the property tour itself. You can see here, if they click the Learn More button, it's going to take them to my landing page, my call to action. So that might be, a valuation, get an instant valuation report on their home. If it takes them there, the call to action is that lead there. Okay, now I'm not going to sit here forever because we will be waiting for that video to load for many minutes now. And in the interest of this live demonstration, you get my gist. This is where the video would appear once loaded. So you can proof the asset, you can proof all the text across all the channels as well. So that gives you a bit of a draft review. So once we are happy with that content, we simply go save. And again, this is just using the imagery assets that were loaded previously. Obviously, this is where the property video would go, your sold result, your client testimonial video, whatever it might be. Now we can go and choose a budget. So you can do $100 per week, 200, 300, or you can create a custom plan. I'm going to say, let's do $100 per week, right? We're going to start it from today's date. We're going to go next. You can do auto renew or we can do a fixed duration. And I would generally aim to run a campaign for 2 to 3 weeks at most, just to ensure there's no ad fatigue. And you can see here the breakdown on the package, your audience, how many ads that it's creating automatically for you, your payment details. So we have our credit card saved in the back end of RexReach, which we will deduct the campaign from accordingly as a spend is needed. Obviously, we can do a reimbursement claim as well for vendor paid advertising funds if promoting the property just listed as an example. So the agent isn't actually out of pocket. And then we go launch campaign. And that is how easy it is to create a RexReach campaign within minutes. And then we have the ability to track the progress, the performance, the analytics of that campaign, whether it's to help promote us as the agent or the property and the client that we're representing as part of the Vendor Rex Live Hub, which will be my future demonstration. So this is just one tool that we have in our arsenal to help agents to be able to automate with simplicity to create and drive their own social and digital awareness, engagement, and call to action lead generation campaigns. We've got future lead generation tools coming up that we provide within our existing tech stack that's already part of our value add EXP Realty subscription. But if you're an agent who's perhaps struggling in this space of lead generation, you're possibly outsourcing it and it's getting quite costly for you, or you just don't know where to start and you've just opened up Ads Manager and just gone, ick, that's too hard, shut it down. I'm not even bother going down that rabbit hole. Please reach out to us, hit the link below. We can book a lead generation discovery session for you to help you, to mentor you, to skill you up so that you can actually drive this all yourself. Because the beauty of all that is no one knows your community, your marketplace, your consumers, and your data better than what you do. So if you can drive your lead generation to that sphere of your business, it's going to sound more authentically you, and in turn, it's going to bring you more authentic business that wants to deal with you. Thanks for joining me on this RexReach lead generation, proudly powered by eXp Realty. And I look forward to catching you on the next session where we'll dive into the live vendor hub. Thank you. Cheers, folks. Bye for now.